Uh, let's go to Prashant now. Prashant, things are uncertain. I mean, this wasn't on anyone's cards when we started this year. There was the belief that India is likely to be the best placed among everything else that's taking place in the world right now. Now that this has happened, how do you navigate through this uncertainty? During wars, logic says that it's the best buying opportunity. But at the same time, rationality isn't intact for everyone who's watching right now. There are a lot of emotions. There are a lot of, there is a fair amount of fear as well. How do you maintain your equanimity in a situation like this?
Well, thank you, Mangalam. First of all, our prayers and thoughts are with the soldiers who are at the front. When it comes to the stock market, I think it's only natural to expect there's some volatility during this time. But as you said, markets globally, where you've had such situations, the wars have not tended to have a lasting impact on the market. In the short term, depending on how long the border situation lasts and how tense it gets, whether it de-escalates or escalates further, can have the logical impact. But the most likely outcome is, at least in the last 50 years, going by last 50 years of history, such conflicts have tended to de-escalate in a matter of maybe a couple of days or at most, say, a couple of months, which was Kargil, and then market, discounts it much ahead of it, and that's what we would expect this time. Yesterday, the market was down a percentage point. Today, as you showed, the GIFT Nifty is showing another percentage point down. We'll see how things evolve, but it's quite possible that in a few days' time, it more than fully recovers the damage caused by the confrontation.
Thanks very much, Prashant, for joining us this morning. And once again, this is a time that commentary, etc., needs to exercise restraint as well, because this is a battle that's being fought on the front lines by people in uniforms, and it is best for people. I'm just reacting to the sort of stuff that's coming in on social media and online, and we're again, for the benefit of our viewers, making it very clear that we are only going to show you verified information, bring to you verified information that has been confirmed by either side, by either Pakistan or the Indian military establishment, the Indian government. And as you can see running on our screens, a lot of the false news, fake videos being debunked by the Indian government. So a lot of that clarity emerging as well. And to Prashant's point about the hope of de-escalation, again, there are, of course, diplomatic channels that are open at this point in time. As we were pointing out, the Saudi Minister of State for Foreign Affairs in India yesterday, in fact, had a meeting with Prime Minister Modi as well as with the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. The Saudis have played a part in ties between India and Pakistan. So I would imagine that this meeting is important and is significant in the context of the current escalation of tensions between both sides. Prashant, in terms of cues, in terms of commentary, what exactly will you be watching for? Because, while the hope is that there will not be any further escalatory action and that they see a climb down as far as this escalation ladder is concerned, what exactly would you be looking for in terms of cues?
So again, the market itself, Shereen, would provide the cues for investors as market, gets insights into these situations far ahead of any individual or news channel might get, Shereen. So besides, what the market does, I would say what you would expect. What are the comments from both sides? Whether they talk about any kind of discussions, getting to the table to discuss how to normalize the situation. Those were the kind of things that investors would be looking at, but markets would reflect that before such news comes out.
What would be, your capital protection advice in times of such uncertainty? Do you think that one should unwind their positions in the market right now, raise cash levels, and sit, buy maybe something like gold, or maybe stick to what they're doing already, not do anything until you get a clearer sign, or maybe deploy some capital right now? There are three options on the table.
Certainly, Mangalam. So historically, what we found is we don't uh, trade on such macro news. That's not, in our assessment, a profit-making strategy. We tend to be fully invested as we are today and remain fully invested. We don't raise cash. If we have any cash, we generally use such opportunities to deploy. But at this time, we have normal levels of cash, which is around 1% in the portfolio. That's true of client portfolios as well as personally never keep cash. If there was any cash, I'll be taking this opportunity to deploy. If not go all in at this time, certainly look to deploy over the next day or two or three, and fully comfortable being sitting 100% invested.
Yeah. All right, Prashant, just hang in there. It's early in the day and not perhaps prudent to make the trading forecast basis GIFT Nifty, but be that as it may, in the morning we had the GIFT Nifty, which was low by about 300 points. And as things are becoming clearer, we are seeing some bit of recovery from the lows on that as well. Moments ago, it was down 250 points, now down about 192 points. The start may well be above that 24,000 mark on the Nifty. Again, it is imprudent to talk about levels at this point in time, and also make a judgment on the opening and the way the trading day would be basis what GIFT Nifty is indicating. But here's what we have in terms of a ballpark for everyone who's looking at the markets right now itself. Prashant, once again, you said that you're fully invested. What else are you tracking in terms of news coming in on this particular matter? Because Arvind said that he would be looking at signs of de-escalation, especially from an economic standpoint. Any comment coming in from IMF with regards to funding, etc., to Pakistan, or anything that suggests that maybe from an economic standpoint, Pakistan won't be able to take this further? What else would you be tracking in terms of cues?
See, as I said, Mangalam, I strongly believe by the time such news comes out, the conflict would be history from the market's perspective. We would have forgotten about it and moved past to some other topic. And that's the reality. So I don't think that waiting for cues, or there would be any cues that would give us insights on how to act in the market. Mangalam, that's the reality.
Well, yes, that is the reality. But there is, of course, outside of what is happening here between India and Pakistan, there's been many other developments that have taken place overnight. In the US, particularly, we've had that trade deal being done between the US and UK. So that is the first under President Trump. And of course, he has promised many more. And that certainly has helped the US market. So that's another factor to contend with outside of what is happening between India and Pakistan. Prashant Khemka, as I was pointing out, while of course this continues to occupy mind space and headlines in India, there is plenty that is happening outside as well. We saw the UK-US FTA being done. We also saw in the same week the India-UK FTA being done. Our Commerce Minister is expected to travel shortly back to the US to continue negotiations on the India-US bilateral agreement as well. Outside of this, which is immediate and occupying mind space and headlines immediately, there are several other factors to contend with. How do you read some of those developments?
Well, I think they're both positive, India-UK FTA as well as the US-UK FTA, and hopefully the momentum would build towards these FTAs and deals that Trump administration would strike with various countries, and that would be continual de-escalation, to use the word, of the tariff situation, the tariff tensions that gripped the global markets about a little over a month ago, when it seems like it would derail the global economy. But I think from then on, it has been gradually, but a period of normalization that has been underway. And with the UK-US trade agreement I think it paves the way for other such agreements. And over the next few months, I think we should see positive progress on the global trade front.
Right, Prashant Khemka, many thanks for joining us early this morning with your thoughts. We truly appreciate you making the time for us and for our viewers this morning on what has been a very difficult night. And of course, it continues to be a difficult morning as well. But thank you very much for your time. Mangalam.